Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Sofi stock and how it has a secret weapon to dominate global banking. That's right, today we're talking about just how successful Sofi could be in taking on and being a challenger fintech bank all over the world. We've seen some of its recent acquisitions. We're going to get in there today and we're going to have a look at just how powerful Sofi stock could become over the coming quarters and years ahead. If that sounds like something you're interested in today, guys, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get in there and take a look. Hey guys, welcome into the video. Here we are on the landing page for Sofi stock, currently sitting at $11.39 a share. Share price has ticked up nicely over the last couple of days or so in preparation for earnings, and most people expect it to be a successful earnings at that. So what we're actually here to talk about is Sofi's acquisition of Technisys, Galileo, and then what Galileo is going to offer in terms of taking over global banking and being that challenger bank. So Project Atom is Sofi's strategy and financial services productivity loop. So they want to be the AWS of fintech, and that is certainly possible. And this is the flywheel effect that I've talked about numerous times in my other videos about just how great it could be to sign up one person for the invest product and then fly that out into personal loans, credit cards, home loans, money, checking accounts, etc., etc. And this is part of the rationale in terms of what Sofi has done in acquiring these companies, Galileo and Technisys. So as you can see, Galileo has 100 plus partners and 89 million enabled accounts globally, and essentially Technisys is going to build on that. They've building on the Generation 3 style of banking, and that is who is going to use this. Millennials and forward are going to sort of become the majority of bankers over the coming years and decades, obviously because they're newer and they're happier to be on their mobile phones. So this is the sort of accounting we're going to get here: 100 plus partners, 89 million enabled accounts, and this is what we're looking at. So obviously America, Mexico, and Canada already covered by Sofi and Galileo today. Technisys offers additional geographies all the way down the South American coast and South American countries here, which is absolutely fantastic. Of course, that is going to massively grow out the Sofi banking structure. So it doesn't necessarily have to have the Sofi brand there, but for Sofi to dominate in the background. There's definitely cost savings coming. I've covered that in an earlier video, and they aim to have at least 500 to 800 million of revenue through to the year 2025. So what Technisys is a digital ecosystem for your banking, digital orchestration driven ecosystem. It basically is all the background enabling for Sofi and other companies to be a bank in the likes of South America, Brazil, etc. Now this builds out what Galileo already has in terms of its digital banking. So it already has combined banking with global digital bankers over $111 billion. You can count on them. They are also an infrastructure side of things for cardless money movement, card and account and base money movement, etc., etc. Really, really good, the backing of doing so. They also enable investing as a whole in terms of the likes of other apps that are out there for investing, and we're going to get into that just right now. So these are the companies that Galileo already deals with, and you might recognize some of these, and this is Sofi's route, almost backdoor route over into dominating the rest of the world. So Revolut is big here in the UK and Europe, and so is Monzo. So the Sofi brand doesn't have to necessarily be in Europe for it to have a footprint with Galileo. So we also have Shipped, BitPay, Finexio, Purple, Greenlight, Robinhood over in the United States as well. That is a very, very popular investing app. Its share price, side note, has been absolutely hammered recently, but the company itself is quite profitable. The revenue is going up, or should I say revenue is growing up. The profitability side of things is coming, but there's been an awful lot of extra use of this company, exactly the same with Revolut and Monzo as well. And these are great challenger banks, and this is exactly a quick description here. So Robinhood has over $11 billion of value, and then you have the likes of Samsung using the background as well. So this is Sofi's absolute route to dominating all across the world. Obviously it might not make it to the likes of China just yet, or anything along those lines, but there is an awful lot of countries that are going to fall under this remit. And just to give you a little look on Monzo. Monzo is a UK bank account, and like I could open one of these tomorrow if I wanted to. I really do need to get into this fintech side of things. This is a good way for me to help Sofi out. Most people probably wouldn't even know that Sofi basically owns the background information that makes this app work. So this is a really good banking app. It's essentially a fintech app, but it does allow you to do borrowing, savings, and then have a bank account as well, as you can see here, checking accounts, etc, etc. Moving on from that, we have a very similar one as well, which I've already spoken about, which is Revolut. This allows you to have one app, all things money, which is kind of exactly what Sofi wants to give you. This is going to offer you all sorts of payments, cards, budgeting, crypto, stocks, commodities, trading, vaults. It offers you insurance, travel insurance, etc, etc. All of this will be available. This is probably going to be the Sofi of the UK and the Sofi of Europe, unless Sofi ultimately wants to bring its brand over. I think it would be great to do that, and I would jump in on that if I had the opportunity, being UK based. But for now, the likes of Revolut or Monzo will do just fine, and you can get yourself involved in multiple investments from just $1 and get involved in gold, silver, and you can do some trading as well. Absolutely brilliant app. And then lastly, I'm going to cover Robinhood. Everybody knows who Robinhood are over in the United States, so I'm not going to bore you to death with this. And this offers very similar products as well. So all of these companies, yes, they're their own companies and they have their own profit margins to do, but in the background is the likes of Technisys and then Galileo, all providing the support to make all of this banking, these challenger banking, possible. So this is going to become a really big challenge going forward to the already established banks to try and keep up with this, and that ultimately is where the competition will come from. But I think Sofi is setting itself up to be way ahead of the curve on this one and continue to be the first mover and dominate the sector going forward, which is absolutely fantastic news for investors like ourselves. So that is exactly why Sofi has the secret weapons to dominate the fintech challenger bank sector over the coming years. And the key reason is it is buying the infrastructure in the background to make things happen. And even though there's different companies running the show that might have a different face on it, Sofi has got its claws in on the background, which obviously these companies like Revolut, Robinhood, Monzo all have to essentially pay a company owned by Sofi to use their infrastructure. And that is brilliant thinking on the CEO's part or on the company's management part to own everything behind the scenes. So even if the Sofi brand isn't in a country, its infrastructure is, and it's earning a revenue stream from that. As we've seen in the picture that I just showed, Canada, America, South America, all covered now by this. And then the likes of Europe also is covered by it as well in the terms of Revolut and Monzo, etc. And then we're probably going to look at starting to get that over towards Africa in the future, over towards Australia, Japan, Asian countries, maybe not the likes of Russia and China because of what's going on at the moment over that way, of course. But there is opportunity to further expand this business, further expand this infrastructure, and again, make significant revenue, significant share price growth, and dominate the sector. Thank you very much for watching today, guys. Absolute pleasure as always. If you could smash that like button on your way out, that'd be awesome. And I'll see you in another investing episode.